Hey guys, it's Clinton Tias here with the Loadout Rock Climbing Company and brand affiliate with Stio. So today I wanted to go over a loadout of a running pack that I'm going to be taking to the Kimsey Creek loop. It's a 25-mile loop and up in North Carolina. And just kind of wanted to give you a brief little overview of typically what I take on my long runs, and also give you an overview of this new pack that I got. I've used it a couple times, but I've never taken it on a long run before, so I'll give you an update on this once I get done with it. But so what I have here is the Ultimate Direction mountain belt, and it's a 2.4 liter belt, and it just goes around your waist. It's got a Velcro strap that goes around your waist, and it's got a lot of volume just for the size and the comfortability on longer runs. And so I'm super excited to give this thing a go and see how it does. So when you buy the belt, it comes with a 500 ml hard bottle. I won't be using this on my long run, but these are good for just spur of the moment runs where you don't necessarily have to filter water. On my long run, because of the distance, I'm going to have to be filtering water. So what I choose to use is the Be Free, the Katadyn Be Free here, and it has a filter built into it. So so as I'm running, I can stop and grab water from typical creeks and things like that, and then it goes into the pocket just like this, and there's a neat little strap that goes over the top here. It kind of just keeps everything nice and stable while I'm running, and we're gonna see how that does. Obviously you can tell it's sticking out of the top, but when you typically when I stop for water, I intake a lot of water, and then I only take as much with me as I think it's going to take to the next stream or water crossing or what have you. So I'll have just the bare minimum, so this will actually be sunken down into it like this. So we're going to see how that does on my long runs. But overall, I really like the look of this pack. It's super light. It's got a lot of breathable mesh on it, which I really like. So hopefully, as it's riding, it doesn't, swamp you out. So, with that, let me go through what I typically bring with me, and depending on the distance, I may trade some things out. But this is a typical pack that I always take with me. So, so you'll have the water bottle here, like that. On the front here, I usually carry a wind shell or a rain jacket. If it's really nice, it may not be a rain shell, it may just be a wind jacket. So the neat thing about these straps here is it's got a neat buckle where you don't have to slip it underneath. You can if you need to, but I like this. I can just fold it over and I can bungee it in. I can add a lot of stuff to that. I mean, I could add a puffy. I could also add, leg shells as well if I needed to. What I typically do is I have the rain or wind shell on there, and then I always have my GoPro with me to take cool shots. So I will take that and I'll add this onto it as well, just like that. And that way, I kind of have it handy when I need to. And what I can do is I can bend this back like that. That way it doesn't bother me while I run. I could even, switch it to a different direction. I could switch it long ways if I needed to. I could switch it across this way as well. So you have a lot of options with this. Like this. Cool strap. I really do like the strap. It works well for lighter items. If you have anything that's fairly heavy. And running around, especially if you're going downhill, it's probably going to be bouncing around a pretty good bit. But something light like this, no problem at all. So set that to the side there. That as well. And I usually will always have hiking poles with me, running poles. So, but those will be, in my hands. I'll be using them, or I'll just, as I carry them, I'll have them in my hands. So that doesn't typically ride on the pack, but I can put the trekking poles away on here as well. Neat thing is they add some straps on the side here, so I could add some extra bungee if I wanted to. It's a really versatile waist belt, so I'm really looking forward to really how much I can max this thing out. So, and the distances I can take this on. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get into it. So, right off the bat, I always carry an SOS satellite transceiver receiver. So this one here is the Garmin InReach Mini. I like the size of it. It has a little carabiner on the side too. I can clip it here and I can clip it to the outside if I needed to. It tracks my runs and I can send messages to whoever I really want to. I'll have a waterproof bag here, and that's where my phone's going to live while I'm running. That way I don't sweat it out, or if it starts to rain, I don't have to worry about it. I can just put that in there, and my GoPro batteries would live in there as well, the extra batteries that I have to take. This is waterproof, so I don't have to worry about that. Next up, I have snacks for the day. Depending on the run, I may take less or I could take more, but typically something around that size is usually pretty good for me. I'm pretty fat dependent, so as I run, my body just naturally wants to burn the fat anyway, so I just usually have things. It's really just for energy. Next up, I'll have a small first aid kit. I really like these adventure medical kits. This one I've modified a bit. I have this is a two-person one day, so it's pretty small. I think this is about the smallest one you can find, but I've added some things to it, like for instance blister kit stuff and some electrolytes in there as well, and I've added a couple other things just in case, if I get like a sprain or something like that, and then some medicines that they didn't typically put in there. Next up, I'll have a pair of sunglasses. If I'm not wearing them, I'll have them in here, but most likely I'll be wearing them. So next up, I've got a emergency headlamp. This one is really just for emergencies in case I go longer than I think I'm gonna go. If I'm on a really long run, if I start in the morning, then I may upgrade this to a little bit more, a little bit beefier of a headlamp that'll actually last a bit longer. But this one lasts me, on a medium setting, it'll last me, a good while, and that's typically, I don't really need a ton of light, but on the high setting it doesn't last too long. So it's really just to get you out, to kind of make sure you don't lose the trail. So and it's really light, so light I can swivel it around and I can wear it off my neck if I wanted to, in case I don't want to wear it on my head. And it has the locking mechanism here, so it won't turn on while it's bouncing around in my bag. Next up, I've got to have some TP or some wipes, just in case you got to go on the trail, so I'll have some of that. And then next up, I'll have some sunscreen. I always keep it in a bag, that way it doesn't explode in my pack. I've had that happen before, so I always do keep it in this little pack. Sometimes I'll add some bug spray as well. Typically I don't, on this trail it's pretty high, so I'm not expecting it to be too bad, but I will add bug spray to this as well. And then, so that's it for the bag. So you see, that's a good amount of gear that I can get inside this, and it's still comfortable as I run. So really happy with the size of it. It's not cumbersome to wear or to run in, and it doesn't bounce too hard. Obviously when you add the water to it, it will obviously ride a little bit, but like I said, I don't typically run with too much water. It's really just enough to get me from stream to stream. So and then in the front here, really neat little cool little feature is either this can be used to put your keys in there. My keys it's just the key is too big, so I just use this for chapstick. or it could be, maybe some sunscreen or something super small, but typically it's enough just to, as I'm running, I can touch up the lips. So other than that, I mean, that's the pack there. I really enjoy this pack, and I'll keep you updated on some cool adventures, and also do a video of me on trail with this, and so you can kind of see how it works out. The pack I was using before this one was a very small version of this, and this is called it's the race belt. So I haven't done a video on this one yet, but I'll give you an update on this as well. I'll do a separate video. But the cool thing about this belt as well is you can add. It comes with a soft bladder, and I'll use that just for my daily, weekly runs. But you can also add the Be Free in there, and that way you can extend your runs. You can get a pretty good bit of stuff in here. I mean, it's really just used for 10 to 15 miles, maybe even 20, depending on how fast you are. But I can add snacks and my keys, and I can get the water in there. And then it's got bungees on the side where I can add a shell if I needed to. This is really just a daily runner, really. It's not really meant for super long, but that's why I upgraded to this one to see how it was. I did some longer runs with this guy, and Ultimate Direction, what they do is they actually sell an additional pocket here, and this is the adventure pocket. So it's got bungee on it where you can bungee it onto the cord, onto the waist strap, and it gives you an extra, bit of storage, where you can get snacks. It's got a zipper here so you can secure some things so it doesn't, fly away on you. And you've got an outer pocket, and then this small pocket here. So before I upgraded to the mountain waist belt, I was using this pocket on here, and I was able to do some pretty long runs with this, and it works really well. If you're used to being pretty light, pretty minimal, I highly suggest it. If you're looking for a waist belt, Ultimate Direction has never failed me. I have a lot of their packs and really just enjoyed them all around. So if you have any comments on what I bring and what I don't, or if I need to add something, feel free to leave me a comment, and hit that like button. It goes a long way, and subscribe as well. So, all right, thanks guys.